wow, the Carolina Panthers take down the Los Angeles Rams in an epic game, an epic win by Carolina. I'm the first one to admit that I've said throughout the whole course of the season, I have no idea what the heck to do with the Carolina Panthers. What do? They take down the Rams. They looked absolutely awful against the 49ers. They're just such an all over the place team. It's like, how do you make sense of them? And so to me, the story is not necessarily about the Carolina Panthers. It's really about the Los Angeles Rams because they're supposed to be the best team in the NFL. They're the top team in the NFL. They're competing for the 1 seed. They had a great spot to now take an even bigger step away from Philly. Now you got Chicago, you got Seattle who will be playing later. Like, this game really, really mattered and was clearly a winnable game. And Matthew Stafford, who was the MVP frontrunner, 3 turnovers. 3 turnovers. 2 of them absolutely devastating. The pick 6, of course. And then the fumble when you were in field goal, you were in range to just score a touchdown and take the lead, at the very minimum, at least field goal range. So absolutely, positively devastating. And this is exactly why you can't use a game. You can't just go game for game basis, right? Like, there's a lot of Stafford fans and Rams fans right now on this channel specifically that keep flooding the comment section every time Jalen Hurts loses, Josh Allen loses, Sam Darnold, see, he's a joke. He has 4 turnovers. Ha ha, he's terrible. Get over it. And it's like, what do you do then with Matthew Stafford's game here? Right? How do you reconcile with that? 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, an 85.9 passer rating, and a devastating fumble. Right? Like, that's what do you do with that? And it's not like Stafford, even in regardless of the turnovers, had this great game. Puka Nacua is one out there making unbelievable catches, and yet the takeaway from this game isn't, see, Matthew Stafford's overrated. Matthew Stafford's not good. Matthew Stafford shouldn't be the MVP. Although I think Christian McCaffrey should be the MVP. He's leading the entire NFL in receptions and carries. Just absolutely insane. But the 49ers, they're about to win. So everything's crazy right now. Everything is so just up in the air in the NFC. But this was, again, credit to Carolina. Bryce Young coming up with a big throw to take the lead and then to ice the game. Great running attack, 40 carries for 164 yards. I mean, they just unapologetically ran the ball, and LA struggled with it. But also, when they needed Bryce Young to make some throws, he made some throws. And it's not like Bryce Young played this amazing game either. But I mean, yeah, this will be a fun game to rewatch. Honestly, this is one of those games that I think it's kind of beneficial to know the outcome of the game and then you watch the game. I mean, LA had 1 penalty for 5 yards, which was the the false start. But they got in the red zone 6 times, scored 4. The Panthers only got to the red zone once, didn't even convert. And yet they take down the what again had largely been seen as the best team in the NFL, 31-28. I just the weather got a little wonky a little bit, and that is definitely for Matthew Stafford a bit of an issue. Doesn't play great in some of these imperfect conditions, and that's why getting home field advantage for LA goes a really, really long way, man. Because you're talking about potentially playing in cold areas, and this is the problem with the Rams right now in terms of this division. It's like, if you don't win the division, you probably fall down to the 5 seed, maybe even lower. I mean, honestly, depending on how this season's going right now, it's like you could even fall lower, right? Like, it's just it could be very similar to what happened with Detroit and Minnesota, where it's like you got the 1 seed or you fall down to the 5 seed. Now you're on the road, and potentially on the road for nearly every game, unless you get lucky that someone else gets, you need a bunch of people to get knocked out to kind of reclaim some sort of home field advantage. And granted, if you're playing, I'm trying to think of what would the other teams be. It'd be Philly, Chicago, so those are all outdoor, potentially, bad weather. Carolina, maybe, right? This could be a rematch. This could be 4 or 5. Like, everything is so up in the air right now. I mean, I love it. It's awesome. If you said, who do you think's going to win this game? I'm like, the Rams, right? Like, how do you think Stafford will do? Great. Do you think Stafford is going to turn the ball over 3 times? I mean, probably not, probably not going to happen. And yet they were still in a position to win this game. I mean, you don't watch the Carolina Panthers play and say, that is a squad, man. Bryce Young is just feeling it. He's calm. He's comfortable. I mean, like, this was obviously like, let's run. And again, he made some nice throws when needed to, but like, I don't know. There's just no sense of like, that's the thing, right? Like, Bryce Young is leading this team to make some noise in the NFC. Like, that's not my takeaway, at least. That's why I said they're honestly, if we're being serious right now, the Carolina Panthers are the most interesting team in the NFL. They're not the best team. They're not the worst team. They're the most interesting team. I think if we look at all these other teams, you genuinely have a giant question mark of like, I don't know what we're going to see. They just took down the Los Angeles Rams, who have been elite all season long. And again, Matthew Stafford, who has been great, could not stop coughing the ball up. And that ended up being the huge difference. 3 turnovers. You lose a game. You lose a game by 3 points, 3 turnovers, and a devastating fumble. That ultimately, at the minimum, cost them to tie it up. So tough loss for LA right now. And like I said, man, now it's like a loss like that continues to leave the door wide open for who's got the 1 seed, who's got the home field advantage, who even wins this division right now. I'm obviously recording this before the Seattle Seahawks play. You got to think Seattle's going to win that game, but who knows? Maybe Sam Darnold has his own 3 or 4 game turnover. Like, who knows right now? And again, just even for the MVP conversation, since we keep putting all our eggs in the basket of the quarterback that keeps winning, and then as soon as they lose, as soon as they have a multi-turnover game, we're like, done, right? It was Dak Prescott, he lose, done, right? It was Sam Darnold, done. Daniel Jones, done. Like, every quarterback has just gotten like cut underneath, and now it's like, does Drake May take a step forward in the MVP conversation? Like, I really think we should break the whole quarterback notion and be like, Christian McCaffrey needs to get a lot of credit today, but we'll leave that conversation obviously for a different video. But tough break and another perfect example. As someone who thinks Matthew Stafford is elite, special, and awesome, you can't just make conclusions from a single game and from a single performance, because this was by far a great game for Matthew Stafford, and you can really point directly to Stafford. You directly caused a loss in this game. I'm not blaming Stafford, because that's not how I talk. That's not how I operate. So I'm not saying Stafford, you cost them the game, you're why they lost. But if you're going to have those conversations and blame Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, well, then you would have to say the same thing for Matthew Stafford in this game. And so for all those people that kept flooding to the comments and flooding with all of those talking points, it's like, this is what you have to wrestle with. It's the same thing that I say to Lamar Jackson fans when they go up against Josh Allen or Joe Burrow. When Lamar Jackson beats them in the regular season, beats Josh Allen, they're like, see, told you Josh Allen's not good. Lamar's king. And then in the playoffs, Josh Allen wins, and it's like, okay, so then how do we make sense of that, right? Like, what do you do with that right now? You can't just draw all those conclusions from a singular game. There has to be nuance. There has to be context. Right now, Bryce Young won the game. He was 15 for 20, 206 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 147.1 passer rating. Does anyone believe that he's better than Matthew Stafford? No. And if you watch that game, do you think that he's, again, obviously the turnovers were crushing. Fumbles happen when you're a quarterback like Stafford. Interceptions happen when you haven't really thrown any interceptions all season long. But if you're watching that game, and it's funny to say, well, remove all the interceptions and the turnovers. Like, if you just watch that game and you say, well, who would you rather have right now? You don't know anything else about these quarterbacks. Who would you rather have? You're like, I'm still going to take Matthew Stafford. So, can't just be box score. Can't just be outcome. And it can't even just be a series of unfortunate events either. You got to look beyond that. And this is an awesome, awesome example of that. Albeit, obviously, not an example that the Los Angeles Rams fans would like to experience. But from a football nerd perspective, from my perspective, It's just another perfect example of the issues of just this game to game thing. And we can see how we're doing it with the MVP conversation. It's like, just because he lost this game doesn't mean that Matthew Stafford should fall out of the MVP conversation, albeit that's how it's been working all season long. So just interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Los Angeles Rams falling to Bryce Young? Who do you blame? Is Stafford to blame? Is it just a tough loss against a team that's undervalued? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so that you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.